more, maybe two if they're quick.
Okay, this is going to be the last question on the night.
All right.
In relation to property taxes and in relation to teachers' pay, a question for all of you. How would you feel about a statewide, city and town level audit of all the school departments?
As we've seen with the transparency train and some of the issues that Osprey's had to deal with, I agree. I think that, as I said, you're going to shine a light on everything. And it's come to a point where our government has become self-entitled and they don't believe that they're accountable to us. And that's what we need to do. And it goes back to what I said before. Gina, I believe, who completely killed the Westerly School Committee because she shined a light on them down there and ended up saving them I think it was like 1.4 million you told me or something like that. That's what happens. That's where activity comes from. It is you. It's the people. We as elected officials are there to try and represent you, but at the end of the day, it's up to us to be able to go and show up at your school committee meetings and hold them accountable. Because they don't. That's the problem. The lack of participation that we have from our general populace is one of the largest impediments to reform that we have. And as long as you do that, and people like Gina and people like Steve Wright and all these people who show up, and Ray McKay and all of our political activists and Mr. Hiram's here, we dedicate lots of times and hours because we want to make this a better place, and we're trying to hold the flashlight. What we need is a gigantic spotlight, but if you got a big spotlight, you need 10, 15 people to help hold it up, and that's what we need people like you for, is to help us shine that spotlight and save us. Thank you.
Well, in most towns, the school committee gets 60 to 80%. You said your town's 88?
82 to 88, somewhere around there.
Percent of the town budget. And because basically the school committee can get whatever they want. No elected official can cut their budget. They can, if they don't get what they want in Rhode Island under the Carullo Act, they can sue the town and get whatever they ask for. You're looking at me like you've never heard of that.
She's from work, I'm sure she has.
We gotta get rid of all these state mandates. I would suggest we repeal all the state mandates, and if it's truly something that has to be statewide, the state should provide the funding for it. That would cut down on a lot of problems in the schools. What else can we do with the schools? Privatize them all.
Yes. Yeah.
If the state gave a voucher system to every parent for every student, and then the student could go anywhere they wanted, and then you wouldn't have to pay that 60 or 88% of your property tax to the school department. That would go away. So it would cut 60 to 88% of your property tax right there.
East Providence, which is part of my district. Wow, where do I start? This one. Knocking on doors in 08. Families who have children who go to East Providence High School were actually, they were giving me their list of what was sent home. Well, let me start with this one. When we were kids, what did we get when we started our first day at school? We got a little pencil box with some pens. Do you remember this? We got some pencils, erasers, some paper, and a few other things. Those days are gone. They're sending home lists that are totaling somewhere in the neighborhood between $80 and $100. A ream of paper. Each student has to bring in a ream of paper for the copier. And it goes on, it goes on, and it goes on. Yes, these schools need to be audited. We need to know exactly where every dime is going, how much this one's getting, how much this one's getting, what contracts are being paid, who's getting these contracts, so on and so forth. Because you know what? That's a travesty. When you're already paying your property tax, and those taxes are supposed to be going towards schools and so on and so forth. Another thing, one more thing. The lottery, 1973, that lottery was supposed to go where? To school funding. What happened to that? Everything that was allocated throughout the years needed to go back to exactly where it was supposed to be allocated to. Or just wipe clean and start fresh. It's simple as that. And if they don't like it, well, they're not going to have a choice not to like it because, you know, they're not going to be in office anymore. There's going to be a whole new crew up there of public servants. to make sure this kind of thing happens. So yeah, I believe that these schools need to be audited. I believe that it has to happen, because what's happening in East Providence, Central Falls, Providence. My son goes to Hope High School in Providence. It's a mess. That's it.
I guess I'll hear from our technical people. We don't have enough to go. We're done.
Our technical person is over there in the box.
We can still have time for one more.
Okay, let's take one more question. Everybody's been here for a long time.